composition. So in here we have two examples of what composition means. F of g of x. So you see here it's a circle, not multiplication, not a dot, a circle. When you see a circle, that means composition. So f of g of x. So here f of g of x, that means g of x is inside of f of x. Here g of f of x, so it means that f of x is inside g of x. So what it means that you plug one function into another. That's what composition is. Here's two examples. F of x equals 2x minus 5. G of x equals 3x plus 4. So when you have f of g of x, it means that you're going to plug g of x into f of x. So here, this is g of x, 3x plus 4. So what you're going to do is you're going to plug into this x of f of x. So when you have f of g of x, you plug in g of x into f of x. So g of x, which is 3x plus 4, into the x of f of x. So all you're doing is just plug in 3x plus 4 into the x of f of x. You would do it to all the x that's inside of f of x. In this case, we only have one x, so it's just one time. Example 1. We have h of x equals 3x minus 5, and we have m of x equal x squared plus 3x. So when we have find h of m of x, so that means that we're going to plug m of x, this one, into that x of h of x. So again, I'm going to write it out to illustrate what's going on. So since we plug in m of x into h of x, so again, we plug in m of x, this one, into h of x. So I want to write 3x minus 5 and x squared plus 3x. So m of x, this whole thing, is inside of h of x. So it's going to go into this x. So that's all you're doing. This whole thing goes into that x. So to show the work, I'm going to plug the whole thing into that x. So since that's a 3, first I'm going to put 3 here, parenthesis, and put in m of x, so x squared plus 3x, close parenthesis, minus 5. So that's all I had to do to plug in. Since there's only one x, you're going to plug m of x one time. Now I'm going to work it out by distributing the 3. So this will become, well, 3 distributed to the x squared, so 3x squared. 3 distributed to the 3x, so plus 9x. And then I bring out the minus 5. Now, so there's no like terms, so we can't combine any like terms. So this is pretty much it. And I don't have to rearrange because the exponents are in order from highest to least. So now the notation, again, don't have to be exactly how I write it, but I'm just writing the notation of what the answer looks like. So 3x squared plus 9x minus 5. So again, you would just box that, but I'm just going to write out the whole notation for this example. Alright, so Now we have ours backward. So now we're asking to find the composition of m of h of x. So we're going to plug in h of x into m. So again, this h of x will go into all the x of m of x. So let me show you visually. So here is m of x, x squared plus 3x, and then here's 3x minus 5. So this whole thing will go into all the x So again, h of x will go into all the x of m of x. Now I'm going to write it on this side because there's going to be a lot of work, and I will show you why. So plugging into 3x minus 5 into here, and we have a square, so this is where we have to be very careful. So 3x minus 5 square. So since there's a square, I put parenthesis on 3x minus 5. And then 3, because of that 3 right there, parenthesis 3x minus 5. Now this is the part where we have to be very careful. So this part right here, when it's 3x minus 5, that means you have to FOIL. So I'll show you what I mean. So 3x minus 5 square means 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5. And then I'm going to bring down everything else. Again, I'm just showing you that this is what it's going to look like when it's a term, a binomial term that's being squared. 3x minus 5. So, just like before, when you have a binomial term multiplied by another one, you have to FOIL. So, I'm just writing out the process for FOIL. Now, even though I'm doing FOIL in the video, you are allowed to use the box method if you like. Either method does not matter to me. Alright, so we're going to FOIL. So 3x times 3x, that will be 9x squared. 3x times minus 5, so that's minus 15x. And then minus 5 times 3x, that will be also minus 15x. And then minus 5 times minus 5, that's plus 25. Alright, now this one, just distributing the 3. So this 3 will go to that 3x, and that 3 will go to that minus 5. So 3 times 3x plus 9x, and that 3 to that minus 5 is just minus 15. Alright, so there's no x squared. Now all we're doing right now is just combine like terms. We finished foiling, we finished distributing. Alright, so just combine like terms. There's no x squared, so we don't have to worry about that. Now there's a couple of x's, so hold on. We're going to combine all the x together. Now, let's see, minus 15x minus 15x, that's going to be negative 30x. And then, again, negative 30x plus 9x, that's going to be a negative 21x. Now, I need to bring down the 9x squared. Again, there's no common terms, so it just stays 9x squared. Minus 21x is from minus 15x, which is negative 30x, plus 9x. Now, we have plus 25 minus 15. So, plus 25 minus 15, that is just a positive 10. So we finished combining terms, and there's nothing else we can combine. So this is pretty much it. So now I'm using this term. Well, I could use that one. So m, the composition of m of h of x is just 9x squared minus 21x plus 10. So that would be your answer. So again, you can just box that when finding composition of this. Again, I'm just writing out the whole mathematical notation. And that's it.